That dreaded multiple offer situation. Wow. I can't believe where everybody's getting all this money from, where all these buyers are going, they're getting pre-qualified at a certain amount of money, and then all of a sudden they're going to finding a property that they like, and next thing you know, they're spending another $100,000 to $200,000. How the hell are they doing this? Where are they getting the money from? In fact, are you telling them that it's okay to do this, or are you advising them your fiduciary duty to let them know that, hey, maybe this isn't the right property for you? Maybe down the road you're going to be struggling financially because you're spending way too much to get a property that you want. I mean, look, I get it. You've got your heart set on it. This thing has gone totally crazy, but like, is this really the one for you? Is this the best situation for down the road? Anyhow, that's up to you guys to discuss. However, I will say this. There's a lot of problems going on out there right now. There's a lot of folks that are really angry at the people that they're dealing with on the other end of these deals because of the way these deals are going down. And I talked about this last week when I talked about salesmanship and returning people's calls and getting back to people. And yes, I got a little bit emotional on that one. I started going off a little bit heated. I had some people ask me, Dave, everything okay? Yes, everything is okay. We are trying to drive home a message right now. We are trying to make this industry a better place. And when we look at the multiple offer situation right now, it's not a good situation. It's not a good situation for everybody involved. Buyer reps are running around like crazy, wondering what's going on, not getting the communication they need. Listing agents are doing all sorts of signbacks or maybe not communicating the way they need to. You know, buyers and sellers are going nuts. Like, it's just a wild time in the market. But what do we do about this? How do we handle the listing with a multiple offer situation? And that's on whatever side you're on. Well, here's three things I want you to think about. The first one right now is negotiation, okay? You are here in this business to help people negotiate and to help people market. That's what your thing is. I mean, you're here to help people buy and sell real estate, but you're here to help them negotiate the deal and to help them market their property, depending on which end of the deal you're on. So the thing is this, though, when we're going into a multiple, what can we do to give ourselves a fighting chance? What can we do to really potentially win this thing? Because is it really the listing agent's fault if you don't win it? I mean, is it really your fault if you don't win it? Well, let's look at some of the factors here that we need to take into consideration. I got three things I want you to do, but I'm going to break this first one down. The negotiation part. I want you to think about the price that you're submitting. I want you to think, is that price going to be competitive? Have you lowballed, even though you know there's going to be multiples coming out? Have you completely lowballed the offer? Because if you have, like, what do you think you're going to do to win right now, right? Let's talk about the deposit. If you're that serious and you want the property, have you given a big enough deposit? Or are you, kind of chinsing out a little bit here and going, we're not going to put that much forward. I mean, look, there's one side of the coin that says if our buyers cannot put down more money, then our buyers cannot put down more money. However, if we're all settled in on this property, we know we got the financing, we know we got the dough. Hey, go put down a proper deposit that's going to help you win this deal. What about your dates? Irrevocable dates. How long are they? How long are they set for? Your conditions, your closing date. Have you thought about all of these different little factors on what you can do to really put your best foot forward so that when you're putting this offer in, you're going, we're giving ourselves the best chance to win? Well, here's the next thing. The next, of the three right now. The second one here is communication. Now, this comes down to how do you communicate with your buyers. This comes down to how you communicate with sellers. And this comes down to how you communicate with the other realtor, the person on the other end. Look, if there's zero communication, you're both going to be pissed off. You're both not going to be getting the answers you need. You're both not going to be able to share this with your buyers and your sellers. And that's not a good thing. Because where do referrals come from? Referrals come from the experience. Referrals, I'm talking from both your clients and the other realtors. Well, if you're not communicating with each other and you've got a lack of respect, like we've talked about all sorts, and there's way too much of that going on in this industry, well, again, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You are not giving yourself an opportunity for down the road. I mean, it's a small world. Do we really think we're not going to see these people ever again? Come on now. We know we're going to bump into these people again, so we need to have an open line of communication. We need to prep our buyers for what this multiple offer situation is going to look like. We need to prep our sellers for what this whole multiple offer situation is going to look like. And we need to know who the realtor on the other end of this deal is, so that, again, when we run into each other the next time, at least we've got a better line of communication and can possibly get this deal done. Again, you cannot fault either party from either side if communication is not working. We need to communicate. There's a whole bunch of different factors that come into putting a deal together, and communication is right here at the top of the list. And finally, the third one here, what can we do? Hey, get out there and build mind share. How are you going to go get another deal? We keep talking about this, or I'm going to keep hammering on this one. You are not an order taker. You are a salesperson. You need to go out there and hunt. I mean, it's one thing to be working on a listing today, but what are you doing to work on your next listing for tomorrow? You see what I'm saying? Too often, we're just focused on what we need to do right now, what's right there in front of our nose. You can't be focused on just what's in front of your nose. You need to be focused on exactly what you're going to do to get out there and go and get another deal from another client, from another source, another referral. And that all comes down to how you build that mind share. Now, there are 7 ways to build mind share, 7 ways to communicate with another person. I'm not going to get into them all right now. I want you to go to the ultimatemarketingbundle.com. Go to the ultimatemarketingbundle.com, download that free ebook, read through that. If you've got questions, get in touch with me. But that right there is going to teach you the 7 ways you need to be utilizing every single day to get out there and build mind share so that you can get that market share. That's how you win a multiple offer situation. You think about your negotiation tactics, you think about your communication tactics, and you think about the type of mind share you're building. And I mean, the mind share is really going to come into how am I going to win this one, how am I going to win the next one, and how am I going to keep winning and winning and winning. But again, I'm going to come back to this. We have a respect issue. We have a communication issue in this industry. And if you want to make this whole situation better with multiple offers and these listings that are going for just absolutely wild, and it's like buyers are just getting disappointed left, right, and center, remember, what can you do to put your best foot forward and show that you're the most serious about this deal? And what can you do around communication to make sure there's always an open line and everybody is on the exact same page?